Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and I am super excited to have literally this is the dream team here. Right? We got Albert Kim and Dustin from SOTA Imaging, and then we have Jim. Everyone knows who Jim is, right? Jim's from Carestack. Super happy to have you guys here. What's up, guys? How's everything going?
Good, good. Thanks for
Going
having us.
well. Well, thanks, Glenn.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so here's the thing. Again, there's a lot of people that might not know who you guys are. So I want to start with you, Albert. Albert, what do you do at SOTA? And then we'll go to Dustin, and then of course Jim. So I mean, everyone knows Jim, but there's going to be a few people who don't. So Jim, you have to introduce yourself as well. So Albert, let's start with you.
So my name is Albert Kim. I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing here at SOTA Imaging. I've been with the company for about 15 years, and I can safely say that right now is one of the most exciting times in the company's history. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to Dr. Vo and the Nifty Group, Jim and Carestack. So, yeah, we're excited to share the latest and greatest that SOTA has to offer.
All right, and Dustin, what do you do at SOTA? Let the group know, and just talk about about how long you've been there as well, and what you're so excited about what SOTA's bringing pretty soon.
Yeah, so I'm the director of engineering and I lead up our development team here. Basically I'm the principal engineer and software architect behind SOTA Cloud. And I'm really excited to get this product to market. We've been working on it for a few years now, almost since I started with the company almost 5 years ago. And we're really excited to bring this to market. It's been a long time coming, and I think a lot of people are going to be really happy with what we have for them.
All right, and last but not least, Jim. Jim, you were with Caresec. What do you do over at Caresec, and what is Caresec?
Yeah, thank you. And Albert and Dustin, thank you for having us here today. We're thrilled to be partnered with SOTA Imaging and excited to talk to you today about SOTA Cloud specifically. I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing for Carestack, been here 3 years. We've been a sponsor of Nifty for over a year now, believe it or not, Glenn. It's crazy how time flies. And just in a nutshell, Caresec is a cloud-based system for the complete management of a dental practice. And just really excited to talk to you today about how this technology can be brought to bear for practices.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. And so here's the thing. I want to let many of you guys know about Carestack, but you also know about SOTA Imaging. And when you first saw the post, a lot of you reached out to me and said, I thought they just did sensors. I thought they just did like intraoral cameras. So Albert, I mean, again, let's just jump right into it, because again, that's like what got me really excited about you guys is that you have this imaging software, right? But it's not just any kind of imaging software, it's a cloud-based. So talk about that, talk about like all the time that you put into it. And then again, like just some little specifics, like does it work with every practice management software? Is it a lot of training involved? Is it gonna cost me a lot of money to integrate things? Talk about those things.
Yeah, so if I could kind of back up a little bit and
Sure.
talk a little bit about the history of the company so that it kind of makes sense and it segues into what we have now. So during the mid 2000s, that's when we first built our own brand of camera, which was the Claris, and it was one of the first USB based cameras on the market. So that was really where we started to build our intimate knowledge of dental imaging, and that's when the software landscape started to take shape. And what ultimately motivated us to pursue our own endeavors in software, and we recognized some opportunities for improvement. So about 10 years ago, we developed SOTA Image, which is our on-prem product. And we learned a lot from from hardware integrations to practice management integrations, and just really focused on design and user interface to make it the most intuitive software on the market. So we took everything that we learned from there, and for the last 3 years have been in development with this cloud product. So we just wanted to make the best cloud product in terms of imaging out there in the industry. So, hopefully, I think we hit that mark, and we're starting to get really positive feedback. So it's encouraging.
Well, and I'm glad that you kind of talked about the history there, because again, it's not you guys just didn't create an imaging software. You actually have the product. You started on the product side, right? So you know about the quality and whatnot, and then you went into the imaging, right? I mean, there's some companies out there that just do the imaging and then they kind of dabble in on the product side. Dustin, let me ask you this. I mean, why is it better to go the other way around, where you start with the product, right? The actual product, and then go to imaging, as opposed to, hey, I got this imaging software and now I'm just gonna start selling some sensors too on the side there. Talk about how you guys did it and why that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's a reason that there's not a lot of players in the imaging space. And that reason really comes down to the fact that it's not just software. There's a lot of hardware knowledge that you have to build up something like this. So, being able to integrate with all of the different devices on the market, being able to integrate with all of your sensors, all of your cameras, all of your pan machines, being able to tie into all of the practice management software that are out there, right? Being able to convert images from other imaging platforms. All of those things require a deep amount of domain knowledge that isn't something that somebody can just, pick up with their software startup. You really have to have that underlying fundamental understanding, of the dental imaging space, right? And so, we're bringing years of experience on the hardware development side of things to bear with this product, but we're also bringing, almost 10 years of experience with our on-premise solution, right? So all the software integrations that go along with that. And so there's really a deep pool of knowledge that you gain from having these different kind of tendrils out in these separate areas in that space, right?
No, and I think that's really important to understand, because again, that's always like the biggest problem whenever I talk to other doctors across the country and in my own practice, right? It's like, okay, I got this imaging software. Okay, does my sensor work? Oh, does it? Okay, it doesn't work. Or I got to jump through multiple hoops. You guys have gone through that as working with other software. So when you were developing this, I mean, you probably had a good insight on what we were facing and what problems that need to be solved.
Yeah, and to be clear, we want to support every device on the market, big manufacturers, small manufacturers. Our goal is to give practitioners the freedom to use the hardware and software that they prefer, right? So we don't want to lock them into.
I'm going to piggyback on that, and I'm
Sure.
going to put Albert on the spot now. Albert, you've been with the company for 15 years. You've seen them develop all these different products. So, okay, so this imaging software, it's cloud-based here, and most people are going to think, well, man, I don't have a sensor from SOTA. Can I use this sensor? And then I don't, what if I'm not with Carestack? I mean, can I still use your imaging software? What do you say to those people who have those concerns?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Dustin was saying, because we've had our on-prem for 10 years and our strategy has always been open platform, we pretty much integrate with every device on the market. So we like to call ourselves the kings of device integrations when it comes to 2D imaging. I mean, we've been doing it for a long time. And again, it really does make, it really requires a lot of domain knowledge. There's a lot of esoteric engineering involved. And, we've built that up for quite a long time. So if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be us.
And I just want to let everyone know that I'm actually in the process of switching over to SOTA myself. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. We're going to have Dustin show us the goods. But before we do that, I want to bring Jim into this conversation, because Jim was told us that, hey, we like SOTA. We have this direct integration with them. And so, Jim, I want to ask you, what impressed you about the company itself and also the product, and why Carestack feels really, really excited about doing this integration?
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, SOTA is a blue chip company. That's really important to mention. And they have a deep institutional knowledge of imaging from the product side and also in the software space. And so what we've heard from our clients and prospective clients is they want a solution that's cloud-based, does not have a desktop application to launch. We've heard from many clients who are startups that they really want to move away from making that investment in the server. And Dustin and Albert will speak about that later. But for startups, and Glenn, you have a lot of startups in this group, right? That's a big investment to make on the front end in terms of an IT infrastructure. And then we love the element that while the software does work with other practice management softwares, and I think that's great, it's agnostic from a hardware standpoint. And that was really important to us. So we've been partners with them from the beginning. I want to tell everyone here that we have multiple customers that are on this SOTA Cloud as we speak. And I've spoken to many of them, and they're all thrilled with what's happening here. So the early validation is there. This is not a product that was rushed to market. They really were very disciplined. And I think that's important to note as well.
And Jim, I'm glad that you brought that up, because so many people knew that I knew something was coming out through SOTA and it's a cloud base, and they kept on bugging me about it. I was like, literally, they're not done yet. They're not done yet. You keep on bugging me about that. So Jim, thank you so much for saying that, so that for those who've been bugging me about SOTA and their imaging, I was telling the truth. They really just released it not too long ago. I got to see it, but it wasn't released yet. So anyways, thank you, Jim, for covering my back there. But, Albert, I want to ask you this. Why is, Albert or Dustin, why is cloud so important? Why is it so important? There's people in the group, they're like, oh man, I got a server and all that. And I look at them and I say, do you still walk around with a USB drive like on your keychain?
Yeah, and actually I can kind of speak to that a little bit.
I mean, the keychain, right? I mean, I'm sure you had that before, right, Dustin? Like, I mean, we had a USB drive, right? But would you do that now? Would you do that now? I
mean, with all the cloud solutions out there, you don't really have to anymore, right? And here's the thing: is there's a difference between even the cloud solutions on the market. So just because you're cloud-based doesn't mean that you're modern, right? So, we recognize the need in the market for a modern solution. The only other major cloud imaging offerings that are on the market today started development almost a decade ago. And to put that in perspective, a decade ago, Apple was still selling the iPhone 3GS, and only like maybe a quarter of the phones that are on the market were smartphones, right? I don't think Netflix even had a streaming service yet, okay, in like 2010, 2011, right? And so we wanted to approach the design and the architecture of everything that we were building a little bit differently. I mean, we started development in 2017, much more modern environment, a lot more new technology available. And so really the point that I want to make is that not all cloud solutions are the same. Everything from the backend services that drive the performance of the system to the user interface and everything else are designed to be, really responsive and user friendly. And that was a really key component for us. Okay. And it's all in the browser. And that's the big difference. Okay. So, we want to reduce that IT burden. That starts with having a system that's always backed up, always available, always accessible. You don't need to have, really big, heavy packages installed on your computers. There's no local client that you have to install. And, security is kind of a really, paramount importance with all the ransomware and everything going around today. So we take that very seriously. We're using all the, latest and greatest capabilities of Microsoft Azure. Your systems are going to be HIPAA compliant. We've got all these great, secure integrations with our cloud practice management partners like Carestack. And really, we're empowering a lot of practices to rely less on those local servers and the costs that are associated with those. That's a lot of time and money that you spend managing those servers in your practices, right? And so that's a big factor. And then finally,
all right, Dustin. So I'm just gonna put you on the spot, man, and just show the people what you're talking about. Let's do that right now.
Let's do it.
And while Dustin is getting that ready, Jim, I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like if you're going to go cloud, right, you might as well go all the way, right, Jim? So if someone is thinking about jumping on Carestack and they're like, well, why do I need cloud-based imaging software? I mean, you might as well go all the way, right, Jim?
That's right. And I just want to echo what Dustin mentions. All the other cloud-based imaging softwares are 1.0. They still require that desktop capture, that desktop application. This is really what's so unique and novel about the SOTA solution. And for whether you're a single location or a multiple location practice, there's a value proposition for everyone out there. So we talked about the startups and also the existing practices. So I know Dustin's going to showcase what it looks like. And then later on, Glenn, I know we're going to talk about, we partnered for a Nifty promotion. So I know we'll get to that later on in the conversation, but that's important to mention as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. All right, Dustin, take it away.
Sure. So let's start by looking at our home screen here. So you can see here that all the buttons in the software are clearly labeled. We have iconography that demonstrates what the controls do. Dr. Vo, I think when we did your demo, when your practice started to switch, I asked you, how do I start an X-ray exam based on our home screen, Dr. Vo?
I don't know.
You click the X-ray sensor button, right? It says X-ray sensor.
Man, you always give me all that trick question,
right? And so you can see, everything in our software is like this, right? It really helps to reduce training time. It lowers the burden of helping your staff change to a new system, right? That's the biggest headache, right? You're moving from one system to another. You know, you want that to go as smoothly as possible. So things just work like you would expect them to. It's very intuitive. The training burden is really low, okay? And that's especially important for the DSOs and group practices, okay? We want to reduce that training overhead. So let's jump into an x-ray exam, okay? I'm going to click that x-ray button for you, Dr. Bill. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a Bitewing exam template. Now, note that we start every exam with the template, which is great for repeatability, but not every case is exactly the same, right? So let's go ahead. Let's open our 4 Bitewing exam here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and start taking our Bitewings. You'll notice that, you know, we do start with this placeholder-based system. We have the placeholders labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got your tooth numbers labeled. So you get that repeatability every single time, okay? I'm going to use a demo device for the purposes of this demonstration. Now, the demo device, it works just like a regular sensor, okay? So, you know, these images are being uploaded to the cloud in real time. This is the performance that you can expect with your sensors integrated into the software. And notice that this is all happening in the browser window, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and start that exam. You know, it's going to turn green, let you know you can expose the sensor. It's going to show you a preview. These images, as soon as they appear there, they're uploaded. These are in the cloud. They're ready to go, okay? There's no separate upload procedures, nothing like that, all right?
So this is real-time speed.
This is real-time speed. This is what you can expect when you're taking x-rays in your practice. Now, I don't know what software you guys are using, Dr. Vo, but I can tell you this, that's faster than most on-prems that are on the market today. Okay?
I will tell you that you are correct. The software I'm using, which is a server-based,
sure,
is not as fast as this. And they're actually, there's been I'm not going to mention any names, but there was an uproar in my group that they were telling everyone that support is going to end pretty soon and you got to switch to their cloud-based version. And which, again, I was happy that SOTA actually has an alternative because anyways, guys, just watch. But again, you know, everyone's getting pushed to cloud. You might as well pick the one that works really a lot easier and that, hey, we have a nifty deal, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, that's a great perspective to have, Dr. Vo. So yeah, this exam is in the cloud. It's there. I mean, if I go back and I navigate to this patient's exam list, right? We're going to go ahead and pull up that exam list. Look, we just pulled up like 30 exams, lickety split in no time. Okay. That exam I just took is right here. All right. I can jump back into that exam. The system is fast, and that's because it's modern. It's new. Okay. And again, not all cloud platforms are built the same way. So let's say that we just took our 4 Bitewings and we want to jump into some camera photos. All right. You know, we've had 10 years of experience with our on-premise solution. We know the workflows that practices use in and out, and we know that it's very common. You know, if you start with a template-based system, you know, in a lot of those like legacy softwares, it's difficult to make changes on the fly and decide that you want to do something different with the patient in the chair, right? So you have to close out of your exam, go back to the beginning of the process, choose a new device. It's a big headache, right? In this case, we got our 4 Bitewings. Let's say we want to take some intraoral camera photos, right? All we're going to do is just drop those into the exam. It takes 2 seconds. We're not going to have to deal with starting over again in our exam. We're not going to have 2 separate exam files, one for the x-rays and one for the photos. We're just going to go ahead and drop those in there. We're going to make sure that we have our device selected, and we're going to go.
Now, Dustin, I got to put you on the spot here.
Sure.
But what if we don't have what if we have a different intraoral camera? Will it work with this imaging software?
Yeah, absolutely. We support pretty much every intraoral camera on the market, including the buttons. And that's always the sticking point is, will my button work in the software, right? Yes, it will work. It will work.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. And so we're on our way. And that's how we approach everything in our software. Okay. We want to make sure that it's easy to adapt to your practice workflow. And that it's not the other way around. You shouldn't have to adapt to the software that you're using. You should be able to optimize, you know, your practice, the way you want your practice to run, the way you want your exams to run, and the software should work with you for that. Right. And so, you know, that's the gist that permeates all of the software, right?
Speed, I mean, literally, it looks so easy. It looks so easy to use, but you know, there is a concern, right? And again, a lot of people, they're facing the same thing I had to face. It's like, okay, well, I was using this server base, and now I got to switch to cloud. Okay, well, now if I'm switch to cloud, now I want to have to look and see what else is, you know, what else is available out there. And everyone's question that they always ask is, well, what about my old X-rays? How's that going to work?
Yeah, so we can convert most of the softwares on the market, and for the ones that we can't convert, we're going to have those conversions available soon. So what's available right now? Dexis 9, Dexis 10, Dexis 11. Aptrix X-Ray Vision 3, Aptrix X-Ray Vision 4, XV Web, if they do a data export for you. And we're building out our conversions right now for EagleSoft and TigerView, with more coming shortly after that, okay? So we expect EagleSoft and TigerView to be available by the end of this year. All the other ones that I mentioned are already available. Oh, and Schick CDR as well. That one's also available already, okay? And we're just going to continue to add to that conversion list. And to be clear, that shouldn't be a barrier for anybody looking to switch, right? For those cases where we don't have that conversion available just yet, you know, you're running an on-prem system, you can use it as a lookup. When the conversion is available, we'll get those uploaded for you. All right. You know, that's not a barrier at all.
I think the concern is that, again, you guys have been working on this system. Like, how long does it take? So let's say if someone is moving from another cloud base, or maybe a server base that's moving towards cloud, and they have to switch, like, how much time is it going to take? Is it going to take like days? Is it going to take weeks to migrate everything over? Like, everyone's concern is am I going to be down and I won't be able to take x-rays? What's the downtime, or what's the time to convert over to SOTA?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So you're never going to have any downtime. I'll tell you that up front. There's no downtime where you can't take x-rays. Okay. So the way that the process works is we set you up on cloud, we get your data copied over, it gets uploaded, and that's it, right? The whole process from the time that we get you started, you might be waiting on a database conversion for like a few days, maybe a week. Okay. So, you know, but in that time, you're taking your x-rays, no problem. Okay. You're taking your x-rays in the new system. The conversion process, you know, has begun. You know, we're getting your data in the cloud, and you have no downtime.
So let's say, for example, like let's use Carestack for example, because Jim's here, right? So let's say we're a Carestack user and we're using SOTA Cloud. How does it work? Do we have to, obviously this is browser based, is there a button that will, or maybe Jim can answer, is there a button that opens up the SOTA imaging, or do we have to go to this one website, open up at the same time? How does that work there? And how would that work, you know, not only with Carestack, but let's say other practice management software? Is there a button that's integrated in, or like, how does that work exactly?
Dustin, I don't want to put you in the spot, but do you mind if I take this? And I don't know if you want to show what it looks like inside of Carestack from your credentials.
I can definitely show them if you'd like me to.
Okay. Yeah. While you open your screen, I think, and I'll just give a little bit of background on that. So the experience that you saw from Dustin's presentation is going to be 100% replicated inside of Carestack. So you'd have and Dustin's going to bring this up here with the patients. But basically, I think the picture speaks 1,000 words if you can bring it up here in a moment. I do want to say, just from the many customers that have already moved over to SOTA Cloud, the transition was less than a week, Dr. Vo. So, you know, we've done this already. We have people on it. It's working really well. The feedback, without naming the predecessor systems, the legacy systems, has been really strong. And so what you're looking at here is the Caresec interface. And, you know, Dustin, why don't you take it away? You can do a better job of speaking to this than me, for sure.
Sure, yeah, I can talk to this a little bit. So you'll notice here that on the right, all of the images for this patient are located in this kind of slide out pane, okay? And you'll notice that these are sorted by date. So the images that you took on this date are provided right below the date. So I can expand this. And you see that we're bringing a lot of images into the Carestack environment. Our API is very fast. It's not going to take you very long to load this. I mean, this is a ton of images. We've got a lot of exams here, okay? It's lickety split, it's fast, okay? Now, one other thing that I really like about the Caresec interface is I can hover over some of these teeth, and you'll notice that the images corresponding to those teeth are presented in the Caresec chart, okay? So I can go ahead, I can hover over any of these teeth here. You'll see that the images corresponding to those teeth are available, right? That's awesome.
That is so cool.
Okay.
I'm just looking at it. That is so cool and so convenient.
Yeah, and then finally, I can go ahead and I can open up the, you know, an X-ray right out of the chart. You notice we're in an iframe here. It's right embedded in the chart. So Carestack is still open. I'm not like opening multiple windows here. I'm not switching contexts, okay? If you do have an environment where you want to be able to put the images next to the chart, Carestack has that capability too. You know, you want to be able to use the chart and view your images at the same time, that's fine. But you also have the option to just bring it up right in the chart interface. So we're in an iframe here, we're completely embedded. You can do all of your annotations, you know, draw arrows, apply filters, all the things that you would do in your software, you can do, okay? And that's what's really cool about this, is that it's all embedded, it's super well integrated. You know, you can come out, you can navigate this exam for this patient right through here. We don't have to go back to the Carestack interface to change images. I can do all of it right here. right?
Dustin, can you take some questions? I just got a flood of messages from people.
Sure.
Are you open? Okay, so the first question is, this doctor wants to know, as far as storage goes, is there a certain amount that they have to pay if they go up in storage? How does that work?
It's all unlimited. We have one payment. Right now we're doing our Nifty promo, which I think Albert's going to talk about.
I wish Google Drive was unlimited.
Yeah. So it's unlimited storage. We only have one tier. It's very simple billing. We bill per practice. Okay. So it's not like you have to pay for workstations or anything like that. Very easy to understand, very straightforward.
Can you, is there an app that someone can use to look at their x-rays like off a tablet?
You don't need an app. You can do it right in the browser.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So you don't even have to download and install an app. You just do it right in Safari or right in Chrome on your tablet.
Okay. And then hold on. Could you go through the templates again? This doctor's wondering if they can if they have like, they want to do multiple custom templates that you guys don't have. Do you have that capability to do custom?
Sure.
Templates?
Let me go ahead and get back to the full screen view so that you guys can see a little bit better here. So yeah, templates are fully customizable and they're really easy to customize. So basically we can come into our exam layout menu here. These are the templates that we have set up in this instance, but if you want to add one, it's as easy as clicking new layout. You have the option to basically create one from scratch or use an existing one. So if you have two hygienists that like to take their x-rays in different orders and you don't want to make it from scratch, you can start with one that's already there and just change the order and have a separate copy, one for each person. So it's very customizable. We're going to go ahead and make one.
Can you just create a layout and see, so that way people would see how
easy we can do it in like 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and we'll just replicate the Bitewing layout from earlier because that's an easy one to put together. I'm just going to add a couple of placeholders, pick some tooth numbers. To save time, I mean, I don't want to bore you guys to death. I'm only going to put the tooth numbers on the first one here so you can see how that works. Okay. But basically we're just going to add some, some placeholders in here. Now, the way that we set this up is that the sensor, cables, you always want to face towards the middle. So there's a little icon in here so that you can make sure that you're rotating these the right way. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and we can resize. Very easy. So we don't have one of those really complex, grid systems that, you have to be really trained on and understand to use. It's drag and drop. It's really simple. So boom, there's our four Bitewing layout. No problem. Basically, we're just going to go ahead and have a name. And then I would save this. I don't want to clutter the environment because I already have these in here, but that's how you would make a layout. Very easy.
That is so easy.
And one thing I want to point out that's really cool, I can mix the modalities here. I can throw in camera placeholders, okay, into the same exam. I can throw in video placeholders into the same exam, okay? So if you want to take 1-minute video clips with your intraoral camera during your exam, you can do that. I don't know any other software that lets you do that on the market right now, all right? And that's included in your unlimited storage.
And you can also, if I could add to that, you could also take video from your iPad, from your iPhone.
Correct.
So this opens up a whole new kind of process in using your modalities.
That's right.
That is huge, Albert, because I know there's so many doctors that like to record their procedures, and how cool would that be to be able to put that in the software, so for extra documentation. I mean, the way the insurance companies are going, we might have to stick a GoPro on our head to prove that we actually did something, I think. But so
that's what we need, amazing. Is the GoPro integration.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I guess my other question too is that right now I'm using, again, I'm going to be switching to SOTA, but I'm using a company where it's server based and now they're going to cloud based. But what I had to do is, if I want to look at previous x-ray, it was like a really awkward list that I had to go click through, right? So can we go through that? Like if I needed to look at previous, so it looks like with SOTA, is it just all laid out like that? And it's very easy to see.
Yeah, so you have a couple of options. You can look through the exam view here, okay? And one thing, like, we really thought through this stuff. So let's say I open this exam here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and open that. And maybe you're switching back and forth between exams. You go back, it takes you right to where you were, right? So all these little things we really thought through and we made sure that user experience is good. So that's one way you can look at these. Now, let's say you wanted to see the tooth history for some of the teeth in this x-ray here. I can click on that. I can click the history button here, and you'll notice I loaded 51 historical images that correspond to those teeth right here, okay?
That is so important if you are trying to track, the health of a particular tooth over a period of time. Right. I mean, literally, it's all there, and you don't have to click through multiple images. Saves so much time.
Right. And we put all the filters in here. So, you can get an apples to apples comparison. Maybe like you had a different practitioner looking at it before and they were using filters that, you don't necessarily like the best. You can always adjust your filters right here in the history view, right? And that way you get an apples to apples comparison when you're comparing those images.
Oh, amazing stuff. And again, like I've already gone through, guys, just to let you know, I've already gone through the demo, but after going through this again, I'm even more excited. I mean, it's just, it just saves so much time.
I gotta interrupt you. It's bulletproof, man. This is bulletproof. I mean, we're super excited about this because really it does everything that our clients are asking for and our prospective clients have been asking for. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm a believer.
It's a no-brainer. Okay, so Dustin and Albert, you might be able to, and you might have to answer this too. But I'm gonna put both of you guys on the spot here. So, as far as getting the imaging software, is it a per license? Is it like a one license for the whole office? Is it per computer? How does the pricing breakdown situated?
It's a per practice license. So one license per practice, and that's
so not per computer.
Correct.
Oh man, yeah, because that is probably the most annoying thing. Is like, as you don't know what you're paying sometimes, and if you need that. So again, I was with a company that was per computer. So this wow, okay. Right.
Yeah, that was really one of our goals, was to lower all of the barriers to switching over software, because there's so many barriers just inherently in doing so. So everything from how we package our pricing, the integrations, the data migration. So we thought all of that through just to make sure that the experience, not just using the software, but transitioning over is just as easy.
And as far as browsers go, is there certain browsers that you recommend, or is it pretty much all the browsers that SOTA imaging is supported?
Sure, it's Chromium-based browsers. So Google Chrome, the latest versions of Microsoft Edge. I'm using actually the Brave browser right now. As long as it's a Chrome-based browser, it works.
Okay.
Would it actually work it'll work on other browsers as well, but we officially support Chrome.
Okay. I love it. Okay, so look. Look, guys. This is amazing stuff. If someone wanted to do a demo, now how does that work? Do they reach out to you guys? Do they reach out to the dealers like Infinite Dental Technologies, or how does that work exactly when it comes to demos?
Yeah, they can just go directly to our website, sotaimaging.com. There's a demo page right there from the main page, and whether they request it through a partner like Carestack or one of our dealers, or they directly contact us, setting up a demo is simple. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, it's a no-brainer, right? Especially everything's moving towards cloud. This is amazing. Again, it's just so much more features, and the fact that you can just do it off your Chrome browser. It's just amazing. Now, look, I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Jim knows all about this because I put him on the spot all the time. And in fact, I probably am going to put you on the spot a little bit later, Jim. But let's talk about the Nifty deal. If someone wants to, is there deals out there? Obviously, you guys have an amazing sensor. You guys have awesome intraoral camera. This imaging software is like a no-brainer. What do you guys have planned? What kind of package do you have available for the Nifty group?
Yeah, okay. I'll take this.
Or I can put Jim. I can put Jim on the spot. Jim, is there a Nifty deal with the SOTA?
There is a Nifty deal. And Albert,
all right, let me put Jim on the spot.
Yeah,
here.
no, it's okay. These guys at SOTA beat us up too. They wanted to have a package together. But Albert, do you want to share your screen, because we created a landing page, and maybe we could post it in the chat for people if they want to click on it after we're done?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me.
I have it up. If you want me to bring up my screen, it's fine.
No, I could do it right here.
Okay.
Okay. And can you guys see this?
Yep, we see it right there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the URL is info.sotaimaging.com/nifty, as you can see right here. So we wanted to, this is one of our first kind of promotional things that we're doing, and we just wanted to make a big splash. So we're doing a save 25%. It's the SOTA Cloud plus Carestack bundle. The standard bundle's usually $8.99, but 25% off. So it's $668 per month. So that's
Nice.
a stellar deal. We did want to limit this to the first 20 practices, so it's a really hot deal. And if you're in the market for this, I would advise you to jump on it now.
I
Yeah,
love it.
Glenn, the Nifty Nation, you can't let the grass grow under your feet. If you want to do this, you gotta, I know how it works. You guys are deal oriented. Let's go. Get off your keisters and do it. There's so many people that have been kind of kicking around Carestack and have also been asking about this. This is the time to do it. So, the first 20, don't call us in December and find out that, this is gone. That's just what I want to mention to your group.
I mean, absolutely. And here's the thing, guys. I mean, that everything's moving towards cloud, right? I mean, you can wait around, you can try to take some risks, which I was thinking about doing, taking some risks, try to use my imaging software without any support, but eventually you're going to need it, right? You just saw not only this is a great system, right? But it's so easy to use. I mean, literally my team actually did a demo yesterday and they're like, Darvo, this is super easy. I never hear that from them after one session. Normally there's like 2 or 3 people like, I don't even understand what button to push. I'm like, really? He said it like 10 times, But again, Dustin he literally showed how to do a template in like, I think it was like 10 seconds. Like I was counting my head. He did it in like 10 seconds. And again, seeing all that, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer. It makes it a lot easier. And the fact that, a lot of us are moving towards using tablets in our practice, Dustin just said it. You can open it up on a tablet, which again, I don't think anyone else can do, or if they do it in such a bad way. If you're thinking about going cloud, again, we've talked about Carestack. Carestack has been coming with Nifty deal after Nifty deal. And if you want to understand the commitment they have to this group, they've done multiple Nifty deals, and here they are again with a Nifty deal with SOTA. And look, they have a reputation too. They wouldn't work with SOTA unless SOTA bought something amazing, which they are. So guys, before we log off here, I'm going to give everyone a chance to kind of say something to the Nifty group. I'll let Jim go first because Jim's like the vet here. We'll go Dustin, and then we'll close it off with Albert. So Jim.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I think the demonstration that Dustin showed both outside of Carestack and then in the Caresec environment speaks for itself. This is a super robust product that's been vetted before it's come to market. The feedback we've had has been universally exuberant, enthusiastic, off the charts. And, that's really important to us. This is a big thing for de novo practices and for existing practices, multi-locations, single locations. It really covers all the bases. And if your software is being sunsetted, this is the place to go. Number one, this is a true cloud experience, no desktop application, no need for a server. It checks all the boxes. So we'd love to hear from you. And I want to thank Dustin, Albert, Scott over at SOTA Imaging for supporting this partnership. We're really excited about this.
Awesome, Jim. And Dustin, last few comments before we log off.
Yeah, a couple things. I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us today. I also want to give Jim and his team at Carestack some big props. I mean, they're one of our premier practice management partners for a reason. Their team is excellent. We've met all the members of their team. I highly recommend their product. Thank you to Jim for joining us today. And I want to tell everybody who's watching right now, if you have questions about whether or not the system will integrate with your devices, if we can do database conversions for you, all of those things. I'm an active member of the Nifty board. I have a tendency to comment on all of those technical questions that you guys have about our products and other people's products. And I'm more than happy to address any questions that you guys have and, help you make the right decision to take advantage of that Nifty deal today. Okay. So just, if you have questions, post them up on the Nifty chat and I'll see them. Okay.
I love it. And Albert, I know you're kind of new to the Nifty group, so we're going to kind of end with you, but any kind of like last comments to the Nifty group?
Yeah. Again, thank you for having us. Super excited to be part of this Nifty group. Thanks, Jim, Dustin, and Dr. Vo, just for giving us this platform. I think Jim and Dustin summed it up nicely. I'll just leave you with this. And I guess it's a shameless plug and a bit of a teaser, but this is just really the beginning for us. We're the first company to get granted a patent for AI in caries detection.
Wow.
And we have a lot of things in our development pipeline. Dustin heads up a very young, bright team of engineers and developers and innovators. And again, it's just the beginning. So if you guys want to ride with us from the get, right now is the perfect time to do it. Again, special thanks to Carestack and Nifty, and yeah, we'd love to do it again.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Guys, look, you saw it there. There's only 20 practices, space for 20 practices. Get this super deal. Okay. So you want to jump all over it, especially if you've been thinking about cloud, especially if you're already getting pushed towards that direction. Because I did, right? I was getting pushed there. I signed up with SOTA. I'm so happy about it because, again, it's so easy, makes sense, makes your life easier. And again, if you're worried about, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I want to go to Carestack because of imaging, you can't use that excuse anymore. You just saw who they work with. They have a strong relationship here. You saw how SOTA worked with Caresec, seamless. So again, if that was what was scaring you, no need to be scared. Jump over here right now and reach out to Jim and reach out to the guys at SOTA. So thank you so much, guys. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.